Hey guys, welcome back to Mountain Murders.
How you doing tonight?
I'm just hanging out, having fun, podcasting with my girl.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So you're on your break this week.
Yeah, it's my long break.
We've talked a little bit about your job. You work swing shifts, which really sucks. But you do get a nice, 8-day break.
Yeah, essentially 15 on, 15 off in the month.
So we've been enjoying a couple of days together.
Yeah, I think you're tired of me already, aren't you?
Working on our podcast, which just brings us so much joy.
It does. It does. We have it comes up. People ask us about our podcast, so that's kind of cool.
It is cool.
Yeah, that's happened a little bit.
We appreciate all of you who are listening right now.
We appreciate each and every one of you.
Are you going to give them all a kiss, Dylan?
I would.
He's going to put in his tiny man bun and kiss you all.
Look.
Right on the mouth.
Look,
what?
Okay, I want to shut something down right now. I don't wear a man bun.
Baby.
Okay? That was the one time I did my hair in a fashion that might have resembled a man bun.
It was a man bun.
But it'll never happen again.
Don't let him fool you.
It's not in a man bun right now. Matter of fact, right now it looks great.
Lies.
And so yeah, we're done with that. That's been put to bed. And if you say it again, they'll know you're telling a fucking lie.
Well, it looks like right now, are you wearing a banana clip?
I wish. That's fucked up. But no, I love banana clips. I remember banana clips.
I've got one in there.
Yeah, but I'm not wearing one.
But yeah, well, I think so. It's neon pink.
Mm.
We need to get a picture of this.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to post that.
All right.
Are you ready to get started?
Yeah, what are we going to talk about tonight? I think it is actually a version of a case we haven't done yet.
No, not really. This is kind of totally different.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a very interesting story.
We've done the other way, but this is the different way.
Well, on the morning of November 6th, 1994, two tourists in the Great Smoky Mountains Park of Tennessee made a gruesome discovery. There was a black Jeep that was found at the bottom of a 30-foot embankment. Kelly Lovera, a math professor, was found covered in blood lying in the back seat of the SUV. The tourists thought it looked like an accident, but when police arrived, they discovered Kelly had severe head trauma as though he had been beaten. Plus, he was not in the driver's seat, and a fall down the embankment would not have positioned him as he was found.
Yeah, if it just rolled down the embankment and crashed into something, it sounds like.
Yeah?
Yeah, unless you're flipping and rolling, then you're probably going to be in the seat you started in, don't you think?
Definitely, and we'll touch a bit more on this as the case evolves.
Okay.
So Kelly's widow, Shayne Lovera, was born in 1966. Her parents were teenagers themselves, and that relationship didn't last very long. So Shayne's single mom struggled for some time until she met and married a local bank president. Shayne went from struggling to being showered with pretty much anything she wanted. Charmed life. She began living this life of privilege. She was a good student, very active, was president of the ski club and editor of the yearbook when she was in high school. She was always well dressed, drove around in a convertible sports car, and was essentially leading a life that would make most teenage girls envious.
Yeah, I want to lead that life now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to be president of the ski club?
Well, yeah, get me a sports car convertible, and I just have a carefree life, and I just got to do ski shit a little bit, a couple times a week. Right?
However, there were two sides to Shayne. She was not only the popular, successful student, but she was also known as a party girl who liked boys and was looking for a good time.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Poison song.
That sounds horrible.
She don't need nothing but a good time.
Okay.
Sounds very 80s to me. In May of 1984, after an investigation into unethical loan practices and fraud at the bank, Shayne's stepfather committed suicide.
Oh, so I guess the fraud was true.
There was a scandal in the small town where they lived, so not only did Shayne have to deal with the tragic death of her stepfather, but also the rumors and gossip. They lost money, they lost social standing. All of this was very devastating for Shayne. She was really embarrassed.
And so everybody was talking about it.
Everybody was talking about it.
Yeah, so that's going to be hard to stay around there.
Well, left with these outstanding debts and this tarnished reputation, Shayne and her mother struggled to the point that Shayne had to drop out of her university program. She did manage to enroll in a small school in Missouri, which helped her not only escape this local gossip machine, but she was able to finish her education. And it was at this college she met the tall, dark, handsome 24-year-old math major who was also a member of the marching band, Kelly Lovera.
So they went from living it up on daddy's fraud money, it sounds like.
Right.
No offense, but sounded like charges were true. He couldn't face it. He killed himself, honestly. And they're living it up. He's got plenty of money. They're having fun.
Big fancy house.
Big fancy house, all the trimmings, all the gravy dripping off the sides, all the stuff nobody else has. Most everybody else doesn't have. Bam. He kills himself. Big scandal. They lose everything.
Yeah.
Okay, that sucks. That must have been a hard transition.
Definitely. Shayne meets Kelly, and the pair was immediately drawn to each other. It was seemingly Shayne's first real romance. I mean, as I mentioned before, she was kind of a party girl. She had a lot of boyfriends, but they were very casual.
Boys of summer.
Yeah, well, within a month, this couple moved in together. So things are moving along pretty fast. And Shayne, still reeling from her stepfather's death, likely sought comfort in Kelly. And Kelly also came from a broken home. His parents had divorced. And he thought Shayne, he was finding some security in his relationship with Shayne. He looked to her as well for comfort, for stability. So they were kind of leaning on each other. Within 6 months, they were married.
Moving fast.
Moving really fast. And they spent 5 years living in Missouri. Kelly became a math teacher after college graduation, and Shayne put her career on hold to have a child. In 1987, their first child was born, and soon after, they had a second.
Oh, soaking in that thing.
Dylan, shut
what?
up. You're so inappropriate.
Oh.
Well, it was at this time the couple decided to move back to her hometown of Sevierville, Tennessee.
I lived there.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a little while.
And
Go
for
Vols.
Folks who are familiar with that area, Sevierville is very close to Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, heavily touristy areas. Sevierville, home of Dolly Parton.
Yeah, used to you could get out to Sevierville and get away from that crap, but now it's grown all the way out there.
It's true. Well, Kelly was an outdoorsman, and he really loved the idea of living in a cabin in the woods. So moving back to Sevierville, I guess he was imagining like he was going to be Abe Lincoln.
Okay.
Like in a log cabin.
So he's
chopping wood and
hand hewing the logs and making, okay.
However, Kelly and Shayne could not have more different goals. Kelly wanted to live the simple life, cabin in the woods, where he could enjoy, being outside, surrounded by nature, wife, kids, just a simple guy.
Her hoeing the garden rows with him kind of thing?
Yeah, he's a math teacher, he's just wanting a simple existence.
She wants to go back to what she had, I bet.
Well, Shayne had champagne taste on a natty ice budget.
There you go.
She had racked up a lot of debt over the course of their marriage, buying expensive clothes, shoes, going out, fancy restaurants, nice furniture, nice cars. So they definitely were living beyond their means.
Well, yeah, teachers notoriously are underpaid.
Well, she had grown up with money. I guess it wasn't an easy adjustment to go from being a princess to basically being lower middle class.
A pauper. A
mom with 2 kids and a husband who earned teacher's pay.
Yeah, with the one income.
Exactly. And you got to think, this is the, late 80s, early 90s, so probably even less income for teachers.
Yeah, I'm sure. But, I would say one could argue right quick, the buying power of the dollar may have been a little stronger. $20 may have seemed to go a little further, but still, it's one income, teacher income. No one's ever accused teachers of being rich.
That's true. Well, actually, no, I have heard someone accuse a teacher of being rich once.
Oh, well.
I worked for this asshole who owned a newspaper, and there were some teachers who were protesting about, low pay. And he was like, yeah, they're way overpaid for what they do.
Oh, all they do is mold the next generation of citizens.
Yeah, I was like, this man is ridiculous and completely out of touch, but we won't go there.
He's somewhere being an asshole right now.
I'm sure he is, sitting in his multi-million-dollar home. In Tennessee, Kelly was able to secure a job teaching at a community college. But with his meager salary and the huge mountain of debt they'd incurred over the course of the marriage, of course, he had gone back to grad school, so they had student loan debt. They had all of her credit card debt. Things were financially not stable for these folks. So they could only afford a small apartment. And the neighborhood where they moved was called Frog Alley. And it was full of singles and young people. It was kind of known for its party atmosphere.
Yeah, I want to go down there and hang out.
So this is probably not an area where most people would move if they had 2 small children.
Right.
This is like, where college students, grad students, young singles, young professionals would probably want to hang out.
Where everything's a little cheaper and they're just getting started out. So here they are in the heart of probably the wrong type of neighborhood for them.
Like Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
Just imagining Frog Alleys like Bourbon Street, where there's like, beads being thrown and topless chicks out on balconies.
There's titties and beads.
Yeah.
All the time.
You definitely want to go there, don't
Oh,
you?
well, I just want to make sure about, if our assumption of what Frog Alley is like is truthful.
We'll try to go visit next time we're in Knoxville.
Oh, I thought we were going to Bourbon Street.
I'll take you there.
Okay.
Yeah. Shayne, being the former party girl, she fit right in. Now, Kelly was a bit more cautious, wondering how this new atmosphere was going to affect his kids. Kelly slowed down on the partying when they first moved in. I guess they kind of were, being a little social. And so after a while, he's kind of like, I work, I have to be up early, we got kids, we can't be doing this all the time. But not Shayne. She kept right on partying and being the fun-loving, gracious host, often throwing get-togethers at the couple's tiny apartment. Attendees said Shayne would drink, gamble, and often flirted with other men.
Wow, that is qualities that I look for in a woman.
A hard-drinking, hard-gambling broad?
That flirts with other men.
Yeah.
A lot.
As long as they're your friends, right?
Well, yeah. Well, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
I prefer if she flirts with strangers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was at one of these parties she met a former Navy sailor. Gotta watch out for the sailors.
You do?
I know.
Because
we get you.
they're wet all the time.
Suck you right in.
They're semen.
Well, this guy's name was Brett Ray, and Ray came from money as well. His father was a newspaper publisher, and he had a fairly successful Navy career until he got into a fight with a superior officer and got discharged.
Okay, so he's got a bit of a bad boy, but my daddy's got money thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see it's not going good.
Well, Ray didn't really have any drive or desire to maintain his previous lifestyle, so even though he came from money and he had a pretty decent career in the Navy, he just wasn't really motivated to kind of keep that up. He was mostly interested in being wild, drinking on Saturday nights, raising hell, driving around in his big old pickup truck.
Okay.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, it's the...
It's the early 90s, so I'm assuming he's probably got the 38 Special cranked up. It's not quite Kid Rock time yet.
Unfortunately.
He's just partying down.
Okay.
Friends who knew Shayne said that they could see this attraction a mile away, that she definitely was into bad boys growing up throughout her life, and that this guy Ray just totally fit the bill. Family and friends started to see trouble brewing. Shayne was still spending money the couple didn't have. She was partying almost every night, and Kelly was struggling to pay bills, take care of the family, provide, and some people even asked Kelly if he had considered divorcing Shayne. And he said no, he didn't want to leave his kids. I mean, he'd came, from a broken home. He knew what a bad divorce was like, and he just was not willing to put his kids through that.
But yeah, it's got to be hard if you're working, you got the kids. It sounds like he might be a little more concerned about, is it a good environment for the kids? And, you go to work. I almost said old lady. I don't know if that's offensive. Is my woman, doing the right thing when you're, working all you can to pay the bills? And on top of that, but no, she's spending money you don't have. She's hanging out all the damn time. Probably doing it while he's working too. Let's be honest. Yeah, that's not good.
Trouble brewing.
Trouble is brewing in her loins. That's what's happening.
Well, by November 5th, 1994, things were not great between the couple. Probably much to Kelly's chagrin, Shayne had decided to take advantage of warm weather and decided to throw another party.
Yay!
Now, the usual crowd had gathered to drink, play cards. There were also members of a motorcycle gang hanging out there.
That livens any party up.
It does. Probably decked out in leather, being cool.
Yeah, I wonder if it was a real motorcycle gang.
Making balloon animals for everyone.
Because those motorcycle club guys are funny.
Are they?
Yeah, because they're like, act like they're part of a motorcycle gang.